Once again, good afternoon and welcome. Today, the United States Army Military District of Washington, represented by the soldiers of the 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard, and the United States Army Band, Pershing's Own, pay a special tribute to several soldiers who are retiring after many years of distinguished service to the United States Army and our nation. Participating in today's review, from left to right, is the United States Army Band Pershing's Own. Formed in 1922 by then Army Chief of Staff, General John J. Pershing, the United States Army Band is the premier band of our senior service. Pershing's Own provides musical support for ceremonies and special events in our nation's capital and throughout the United States. The United States Army Band is under the direction of Chief Warrant Officer II Michael Becker and led by Drum Major Adrian Doctor. Elements of the Old Guard include Honor Guard Company, commanded by Captain Matthew McGovern and led by First Sergeant Shane Grinder. Next on line is Hotel Company, commanded by Captain Bailey Abercrombie and led by First Sergeant Dylan Eby. Next on line is Headquarters Company, commanded by Captain Jordan Seeley and led by First Sergeant Mitchell Martinez. Following is the Commander-in-Chief's Guard, patterned after the unit created by General George Washington in 1776 to be his personal guard. The Commander-in-Chief's Guard is commanded by Captain Parth Doshi and led by Sergeant First Class Daniel Chavez. The last element online, dressed in the Continental Musician's uniform, is the United States Army Old Guard Fife and Drum Corps. During the American Revolution, musicians wore the reverse colors of their parent infantry unit. The men and women of the United States Army Old Guard Fife and Drum Corps maintained this tradition by wearing red coats instead of the infantry blue. The Corps is led today by Drum Major Barrett Newman. Ladies and gentlemen, moving into position is the Commander of Troops for today's ceremony, Lieutenant Colonel Gregory C. Halonia, Commander, 4th Battalion, 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard. Since the days of the American Revolution, the colors have been one of the most important elements of a military unit. Therefore, taking the center of our formation in just a moment and bearing the national color is the nation's foremost color team, the 3rd Infantry's Continental Color Guard, led by Staff Sergeant Trevor Kemp. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the advancing of the colors.
Shoulder, balance, and 1, and 2, and 3. Present. Up. And 1, and 2, and 3.
Staff, present. Arms. Staff, order.
Order. Up. And 1, and 2. Order. Balance. And 1, and 2, and 3.
Post the colors. Staff, right. Face.
Vice up.
Colors. Hold. Word. March.
Please be seated.
Ready, cut. Dress center, dress. Officers, dress center, dress. Colors, ready, front. Officers, ready, front.
The history of the 3rd United States Infantry Regiment reflects the growth and development of our nation. 55 well-earned battle streamers, 2 valorous unit awards, 3 meritorious unit commendations, and 5 superior unit awards attest to the Old Guard's record of bravery in action and achievements during peacetime. In 1922, the War Department granted permission for the Old Guard to pass in review with bayonets fixed. The Old Guard will now fix bayonets to the traditional beat of the drum.
Sound, fix, bayonets. Colors, ready, cut.
Ladies and gentlemen, taking the reviewing stand are the reviewing officials for today's ceremony. Major General Edward Merrigan, Chief Warrant Officer 4 David Gedudis, and Command Sergeant Major Robert Abernethy, accompanied by the hosts, Major General Jill Ferris, Chief of Staff, United States Army Medical Command, and Command Sergeant Major Vern Daly, Command Sergeant Major, Joint Task Force National Capital Region, Military District of Washington.
Present. Arms. Staff, present. Arms. Attention! Colors, right shoulder, arms. Colors, ready, cut.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the advancing of the colors and remain standing for the United States National Anthem.
Colors, forward, march. Ma'am, persons to be honored and colors are present.
Shoulder, file up, and 1, and 2, and 3.
Present! Up!
And 1, and 2, and 3.
Detachment, present arms. Detachment, order, arms.
Please be seated.
Ceremonial at ease.
Major General Ferris and Command Sergeant Major Rocky are now moving into position to honor the retirees. Please feel free to applaud your soldier as they are called. Headquarters Department of the Army Special Orders. By order of the Secretary of the Army, the following soldiers of the Department of the Army are retired. Major General Edward H. Merrigan, Civil Affairs. Chief Warrant Officers for David and Heather Gedudas, Military Intelligence. Command Sergeant Major Robert V. Abernethy, Special Forces. Colonel Timothy I. Arcelay, Military Police. Colonel Alexander D. Aristizabal, Nurse Corps. Colonel Stephen J. Bauer, Medical Corps. Colonel Louis A. Del Tufo, Chaplain. Colonel Arlene Garcia, United States Army Reserve. Colonel Jeremiah J. Jetty, Signal Corps. Colonel Duke D. Wynn, Military Intelligence. Colonel Jennifer L. Staples, Medical Services. Colonel Natalie E. Venata, Cyber. Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy L. Bellamy, Chaplain. Lieutenant Colonel Daniel C. Boer, Engineer. Lieutenant Colonel Matthew J. Camel, Nuclear and CWMD. Lieutenant Colonel David M. Cochran, Infantry. Lieutenant Colonel John A. Elko, Adjutant General. Lieutenant Colonel Andrew R. Espinoza, Logistics. Lieutenant Colonel Tennille Fears, Cyber. Lieutenant Colonel Karen A. Huber, Adjutant General. Lieutenant Colonel Brian R. Knutson, Logistics. Lieutenant Colonel Alfreda A. Lacey, Military Intelligence. Lieutenant Colonel Lamond I. Lacey, Acquisition and Logistics Officer. Lieutenant Colonel Christopher W. Mueller, Aviation. Lieutenant Colonel Gerard A. Valdivia, Military Police. Lieutenant Colonel Stephen T. Wills, Logistics. Major Tremaine L. Ferguson, Signal. GS-13 Lorraine M. Meyer, Medical Seaburn Defense. Major Janetta L. McKinney, Finance and Comptroller Corps. Chief Warrant Officer 3 Matthew T. Engler, Military Intelligence. Sergeant Major Oscar J. Mullinax, Jr., Armor. First Sergeant Patrick M. Brown, Military Intelligence. First Sergeant Billy Ray Singh Pracha, Adjutant General. Master Sergeant Ashley E. Bogus Taylor, Medical. Master Sergeant Cecilia C. Coca, Adjutant General. Master Sergeant Kendi M. Cox, Medical Services. Master Sergeant Tyler L. Ewing, Military Intelligence. Master Sergeant Felicia Y. Falcon, Adjutant General. Master Sergeant Stephen D. Harris, Signal Corps. Master Sergeant Brendan C. Lovinger, Signal. Sergeant First Class Jamie L. Jackson, Veterinarian Corps. Sergeant First Class Sharon Y. Joseph, Medical Services. Sergeant First Class Adam R. Kaiser, Transportation. Sergeant First Class Douglas P. Miller, Infantry. Sergeant First Class Robert W. Perrott, R.A. Sergeant First Class Gabriella J. Curaz, Medical Services. Sergeant First Class Wendolyn N. Payne, Public Affairs. We are proud to recognize these soldiers' devotion to our country, and we wish them happiness and prosperity in their well-earned retirement. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the posting of the colors.
Post the colors. Staff, right, face.
Please be seated.
Ready, cut. Ceremonial. At B. Stand at ease. Staff, ceremonial, at ease.
Ladies and gentlemen, Major General Ferris.
All right, everyone take a breath. Wasn't it amazing so far? You guys did a great job. A few of you forgot to go left. It's okay. Distinguished guests, senior leaders, command sergeants major, friends, and above all, the retiring soldiers, leaders, and families to be honored today. Thank you for making the time to attend this retirement ceremony, and welcome to the historic Joint Base Myer-Henderson Hall. On behalf of the Secretary of the Army, the Honorable Dan Driscoll, the Chief of Staff of the Army, General Randy A. George, and the Command Sergeant Major of the Army, Michael R. Weimer, welcome. It's another beautiful, hot, humid day here in the National Capital Region, and we are inside. My parents always taught me that memories are simple moments that refuse to be ordinary. Before I address the distinguished retirees and their family members, I'd like to take a moment to thank those people who worked hard to take this moment and make it be a memory for you. Our 3rd U.S. Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard, the Army's oldest active duty infantry regiment team, you all look tremendous, as you always do. Your professionalism and precision honors our retirees here today. Thank you for your hard work and dedication, and thanks for serving our Army. I certainly would be remiss as a former clarinet player and high school drum major if I didn't give a shout out to the members behind me, to the United States Army Band, Pershing Zone. As always, you look and sound amazing. Thank you for making this ceremony a memory for everyone today. So, our celebrated retirees here today joined the Army to be all they could be. Some joined the Army following Desert Shield, Desert Storm, others after America was attacked on 9/11. They all have a unique experience that fed the fire that called them to serve. All here have stood ready to meet the challenges of uncertainties of the global war on terror that brought almost 2 decades of continuous combat operations. They stand here today representing the best of our America. Today, we honor 26 officers, 3 warrant officers, 21 non-commissioned officers, and 1 DA civilian who happens to be part of Army medicine. And of course, all their family members who stand behind them. Collectively, all of these retirees represent over 1,305 years of military service in our Army. They have served around our globe in combat arms, combat support, combat service support specialties. These soldiers, leaders, and their families answered our nation's call and have not only served during a period of persistent conflict, but also led and trained our young men and women to deploy in harm's way and do our nation's bidding. Your actions have created a legacy that inspires our junior leaders to learn more, do more, and certainly dream more. Our Army, as well as our nation, owes you a debt of gratitude for your service and sacrifice that can never be fully repaid. The medal and the United States flag are just a small token of appreciation of your years of service. The lives of soldiers and DA civilians is one of constant change and adversity, which cannot be faced without the unwavering support of their family. Army families consistently sacrifice in support of their service member. You and your sacrifices support over the past 20-plus years for your service member are foundational to their success, as each one of these retirees here today, it allowed them to accomplish their mission and to serve in the Army that we love. You have remained steadfast in your support during the time of war that necessitated family separations. Long days, times away, and times away from significant family milestones. And for that, you will never be adequately compensated. Please accept our eternal thanks on behalf of a grateful nation. We could not fill our obligations to our soldiers, Army, and the nation without the love and support of these families. Let's take a moment to appropriately give them some support with applause for all they've done for our soldiers. So to our fantastic group of retirees we see before us today, a simple thank you cannot express my gratitude or the gratitude of our nation for you and your faithful service. You've given your time, your effort, your blood, your sweat, your tears, your success, and your challenges. All of these actions ensured us that we could continue to live a life of freedom in the greatest nation on earth. You represent the epitome of selfless service. The American Armed Forces are unique in that everyone who serves raises their hand voluntarily and repeatedly reaffirms their commitment to service throughout their career. It's a dedicated few who are willing to do this, and an even smaller number that continue to make it until they retire. And soldiers and civilians who have dedicated this much time to our nation, I know you will undoubtedly continue to serve as our nation's stewards of the Army, and that you will support our future generations of soldiers in the making. Again, on behalf of Secretary Driscoll, General George, Sergeant Major Weimer, and the Joint Task Force, National Capital Region, Military District of Washington, and our United States Army, and certainly a proud and grateful nation, thank you. Good luck and Godspeed. This will defend. Be all you can be.
Stand by.
Attention! 1 and 2.
Close. Right shoulder. Oh. Close. Ready. Cut.
Passive review.
Old guard. Pass and review. Right. Backwards. Base. Right shoulder. Right heel. Up. Forward. March.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the Army Song. The United States Army is honored to have presented today's special ceremony. Thank you for attending and enjoy the rest of your day.